Hey everyone, so it's really tough to run a successful agency, whether it's a sales agency or a marketing agency, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to focus mostly on sales agencies today because my background, I used to have a sales agencies, but regardless, it's really hard to operate a successful agency for a lot of different reasons. So today I'm going to talk to you about the top ways to fail as an agency. So obviously these are things that you're going to absolutely want to avoid doing. You definitely don't want to make these mistakes. So let's get started. First of all, my name is Patrick Spielman. I'm the founder of Uptics, and we help B2B sales teams launch and automate outbound sales campaigns, pack their deal pipeline, and drive top-line revenue with our sales automation platform, Uptics. So again, as I mentioned, I used to run a sales agency, and I migrated into software with our Uptics offering. And I'm not to get into a long-winded sales pitch or anything like that, but Uptics was really built because of the challenges I faced with my sales agency. So I want to go over these top things, and this is not by any means going to be an all-encompassing list of things and ways in order for you to actually fail as an agency. We want you to be successful, but I'm going to go over some of the top things. So let's get started. First of all, maybe this goes without saying, but if you want to fail as an agency, don't take care of your customers. It is obviously all about taking care of your customer. Obviously, you need to operate a business, but you absolutely have to take care of your customers. No excuses possible. They really don't care about excuses. You absolutely have to take care of them no matter what. I hope that goes without saying, but I've ran into a lot of clients in the past and they were not taken care of from just a customer service perspective, a human to human perspective, a client to, provider perspective. And so you absolutely have to take care of your customers. I can't say that enough. Next, with that being said, if you want to fail, let your customers dictate your service. And I'm saying it kind of bluntly here that your customer can sabotage you. Now, this is different than taking care of your customer. You as an agency need to have a prepackaged, defined way in which you service your customers. But a lot of times as an agency, and you know what I'm talking about here, is they're going to ask you to do a bunch of different things outside of the scope of work that you originally agreed to, because they want to go to less people to do more things. So it's going to be really tempting to want to generate more revenue from your existing customer. And this is one of the top ways that you can absolutely fail. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't move into different lines of business, different, service offerings and stuff like that. But when you start getting into different requests, you need to make sure you vet these things out thoroughly and make sure that you have systems and processes in place before you just start willy-nilly offering it to one-off clients here and there, because pretty soon you're going to have all these one-off things that you need to do for customers, and all of a sudden you're going to stop executing. So you cannot absolutely under any circumstance let your customer dictate your prepackaged services. This doesn't mean that you can't keep your customers in mind and customizing an experience for them in terms of how you're interacting with them, maybe how you're delivering your existing products and services to them. But you can't start going and doing one-off things unless you fully vet it properly and you test it with a smaller subset of clients first before you start rolling it out to the masses. I can't emphasize this enough. Next is to not micromanage your processes to get results. So one of the mistakes that I made with my agency is I didn't micromanage my staff enough. And I know that sounds bad because people don't like to be micromanaged. And unfortunately, you just kind of have to a certain degree. You need to set up processes for your staff, your employees to fulfill, to make sure that working a process and servicing the clients in the way that you want them to be serviced. You absolutely have to set this from the top down, and you have to follow it in giving people structure. Otherwise, your services are just going to turn into kind of a willy-nilly type service, and things are going to be scattered. You're going to get inconsistent results for your customers, and obviously that is a recipe for disaster. So if you want to fail as an agency, don't micromanage your process. You absolutely have to micromanage every single step of your process. And this kind of goes in line with that last point. But if you want to fail, let your employees do whatever they want. I'm not saying here that you shouldn't rely on smart people to help you improve your business. What I'm saying here is not holding your employees accountable with KPIs and having honest conversations with them on a periodic basis to make sure that we're doing the things that we need to do in order to get results for your actual client. So again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't use smart people, smart employees to help you improve your service. I'm just saying you need to have accountability in your business, in your agency. Otherwise, things are just going to be left undone. If you don't have that accountability, your client's going to end up getting really, really upset because you're not going to deliver like you could for them. So that's one of the top ways. Next is growing too fast without systems. So obviously it's really great to grow fast. And one of the things, I grew my agency really, really quick. We grew to almost $1 million in ARR within about 15 months of launching. And most of that was actually about a 5-month window. And so we grew really, really fast. And, a lot of things were flying at us, every single day. And one of the things that we needed to do actually after we started growing really fast is then we had to go and implement systems and processes to help fix our broken process, right? Because as you start scaling, things are going to start breaking. As you start adding more and more customers, if you don't have every single process dialed in to a T, things are going to start breaking. There's going to be things that you need to execute on that are going to just not get done, unfortunately, because there's so many little different things. If you don't have all this stuff mapped out in a task or a project management system, it's really going to be a recipe for failure. So growing too fast without systems. Again, it's okay to grow fast, but you want to make sure you have the systems in place so that you're ready for that growth. And one of the last ones here is using 1,000 different tools and piecemealing a bunch of different tools together to help you execute on your process. You're always going to have software systems that you're going to have to piecemeal together. That's going to be a given. But as a sales agency specifically, you want to consolidate as much of your process as you possibly can within really, really good tools. So for instance, again, one of the reasons why I even started Uptics was because of the challenges I was facing with piecemealing, our CRM systems, our list cleaning systems, our LinkedIn systems, SMS, email, all these different tools. We were trying to, get the best tool for each little microsystem. Well, at the end of the day, it became really distracting and we couldn't execute as well for our customers. And we were just piecemealing a bunch of things together. Again, you're always going to have multiple systems you need to use, but this piece of advice here, if you can consolidate your efforts within a tool to help you drive 75, 80% of the activity you need to do for your customers and spend less time dinking around with all the other different, noise, exporting, importing lists and all this other stuff, you're going to end up getting distracted and really just not being able to execute effectively for your clients. So the best advice I can give you here under this is try to consolidate as much as you possibly can into one tool. And that's one of the reasons, again, why I started Uptics. So if you need help with consolidating tools, consolidating softwares for your clients and yourself to help execute on your outbound sales efforts, lead generation, cold email, all that kind of stuff, then I'd love for you to check out Uptics. You can get started absolutely free. And obviously, if you're an agency and you're watching this, we'd love to actually hop on a call with you. In a lot of cases, we can kind of customize a solution. And there's a lot of things that maybe we're doing in the background that haven't quite been released that our agency partners, really get access to early on, and we can really customize a solution for them. So if you got some value out of this, hope you did. I'd love for you to check out Uptics. There's a link down below. You can get started. Also, I'd love if you would hit that notification bell, subscribe to our channel so you get alerts every time we launch a new video. So hope you found this one helpful, and we'll see you in the next one.